When I stand on the floor, it pushes on me with a normal force, and I push down on it with an equal force directed down. These two forces are a pair required by Newton's third law for all interacting objects. In other words, I'm interacting with the floor. What is the force that, together with my weight, makes a force pair following Newton's third law? So the thing to recognize, if we're talking about a person here, let me draw kind of a stick figure here, again, that might represent me. Oops, I got a hole in my belly there. Here I am standing on some floor. And, if we were to draw forces into this picture, I could say, okay, there's going to be a normal force pointing up there. There's gravity force pointing down on me. Are those the two forces that were described here as being Newton's third law pairs? The answer is no, because there's also a force, a normal force that I apply to the floor that's really there because I'm interacting with it, right? These two are same type of force. They're both normal forces, and they represent the interaction between me and the floor. Those are the pair of objects. That's the pair of objects that interaction represents. When I do an FBD, so one of the kind of pitfalls and points of confusion here is if I do an FBD for this situation, because I'm just standing there and I'm not accelerating, these two forces are in balance with each other, the normal force and the gravity force. So sometimes the pitfall is that someone might think, oh, that's Newton's third law right there, right? Because it's equal and opposite. No, these two are in balance. They are both acting on me, right? The force pair to the normal force is this push that I'm exerting on the floor, me interacting with the floor as an object. The question about is like, what can I describe what the force is that is really the force pair for this one, the force of gravity? And the way physicists would answer this is they kind of think about it this way. They would say, okay, somewhere way below me here is Earth's center. And it turns out it's more math than I want to use right now to argue that this is true, but Newton was able to show using a lot of advanced calculus that it is correct to think about the way that we have weight, the way that gravity exerts itself on us as a force, is equivalent to if you took all of the mass of the Earth and you put it all into Earth's center. So there's some really big, gigantic mass with a mass equal to, again, the mass of all of the Earth down here. And if I say, what does this force of gravity represent? It represents a gravitational type of interaction between me and all the mass in the Earth. So one way of thinking about that is I could say here, I'm going to pull with a weight force in that sense, or a gravity force, up on the whole Earth, or again, if we're modeling that as just one point at the center of the Earth, up onto that point. And so those two would actually be the Newton's third law pair of forces that we're being asked about. So again, this one kind of right here, that's the answer I'm looking for to this question. It's a little bit hard to put into words, I guess. But there it is. It says the gravitational pull my body exerts on the whole Earth, pulling it toward myself.